I'm just kidding. Okay, so here, that's our today's objective. We need to have our environment up and running, but we need to see that how professional environments are created as well. So there will be the small company scenario where you just have like 50, 100 employees, and you want to just install one standalone SharePoint, and then there will be excuse me, a scenario where you have 1,000 and above users, and you need load balancing, or you need a pair of SharePoint servers in a farm, and that's going to be serving, maybe you have like 10,000 users connecting to those servers at any given time, so there has to be a load balancing done between the two servers. So we're going to be just trying to deploy this. So I'm going to start with deploying on the server 1 the Active Directory, which I will go fast because, or I'll just quiz you a little if you know the concepts, and then I'll go ahead because you already installed Active Directory in Exchange class as well. So I think it's not going to be a problem for you. Then we're going to go for the SharePoint standalone installation, and then we're going to either remove it, uninstall it, and then we're going to have 2 SharePoint servers in a farm. And we're going to talk about the difference between the standalone and farm configurations and deployment of SharePoint servers. So for this, I have the server 1 up and running. I guess everyone is on this screen. So in my case, the server name is shptdc. In your case, it is server 1 is the name of your machine, right? So let's be smart and just don't be confused about this. This is another environment I have created. The actual environment which I created with you was on this teacher machine, but I cannot go on because it cannot record. There's another recording software. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start quickly the installation of the Active Directory. So anyone knows how to do that? If I go to run, so I'm on server 1. First of all, I'm making sure that my network is okay. And I have, when I go to my configure networking, it has 2 network cards. So I'll just double click the first one and go to properties and go to V4, and it has the IP address which we planned or put there. So 192.168.201. The second network card, I'm going to just disable it because I put it for the purpose of, what was the second network card for? Last time what was the objective of that? To get the internet access whenever we need. So whenever we don't need internet access, we'll just disable this network card, right? Because we don't want to change our static IP, remove it, and then have internet, and then put it again to connect to the local environment. So the second network card is just to get internet and disable when we don't need it. Okay, so the first NIC, I'm just going to try to rename it to local. First NIC, I'm just renaming it local, so I would know always, okay, that's not my NIC that is supposed to be connecting me to the internet, right? So let's go and start with Active Directory installation. So I'm just going to go to start, run, and do you know the command that installs Active Directory? That it's not a command, it's a one. Yeah, it's an exe file that starts the installation of Active Directory. DC promo, right? So dcpromo. I think it's not clear for people in the back, so I'll just put the magnifying glass up. Yeah, it's oh yeah, all right, I'll do that as well. Well, I have that link here. Oh, there it is. So now, is it okay for everyone now? So in the run, just type DC promo and press OK. Oh, that turns it on. It's already off. Oh, it's already off. No, and it's still dim. So that's what I was thinking. So, okay, so DC promo, press enter. Everyone knows DC, domain controller, promo, promotion, right? So enter, and since my spellings are wrong, so it's giving me this error, so I'm just gonna try again. It's DCR, it's not DCR, sorry, DCPRO. Enter, and the Active Directory wizard starts. We're gonna go a bit fast because you installed that already, right? But you can ask me the questions about any of those steps. I'm going to be trying to explain most of the configurations which we are doing. So when we go ahead, we need to know, what we're doing. So everyone on this screen, DC promo. So server 1, we have started the installation of Active Directory. Server 2, we will do first the standalone SharePoint. Then we're going to go for the farm with 2 SharePoint servers. So we're going to just try to mimic the production environment. So now this window starts. Welcome to the Active Directory domain services. Everyone there or reaching there? So anyone knows what's AAA? When we talk about in the context of Active Directory, not the battery. There's a AAA battery. Okay. Anyway, so what's AAA? Anyone knows? In context of security, Active Directory, networks. Yeah. Exactly. Accounting, auditing, you can say that. So, what's the difference between authentication and authorization?
Authentication is the password. Authorization is privilege.
Exactly. All right. Cool. So, authentication is, okay, this is our guy. Let him in. Authorization, but you cannot still use those computers, and you can just use this computer. So authorization is that. What is accounting or auditing?
Monitoring
what that person is doing. Yeah.
Sometimes when you let a privilege go by or who's trying to access what.
Cool. So yep. So Active Directory does all these 3. I'm just going to go next now. This is the message saying that if it's Windows NT, which was the old Windows network for Microsoft, then the new network will not be compatible with the cryptography algorithm, so replication will be difficult between the very old server and this server. So we're just going to ignore this and click next. So we're going to go for existing forest here. Oh, I have your attention. Cool. Oh, you already, well, anyway, just wanted to alert you guys. Yeah, create a new domain forest. Next. Okay, so let's go for our domain, SHPT domain, SharePoint domain. If we put the full word SharePoint domain, that's going to be too many letters. So SHPT domain.local, which is SharePoint domain.local. Everyone got that? Let's go next. Yeah. Okay, I'll be faster. So, yeah, don't worry. There was like, ding, ding, ding. Hey, go fast. What are you doing? We did that already. Oh, okay. Even faster. Sorry. So, okay, got it. Okay. Forest functional level. What is functional level? Anyone? Forest functional level. So, it is all the features coming on forest level with this operating system release, right? All the features and functionalities available. So since it's not an Active Directory class, so I'm just going to go ahead. So we need the latest features. So I'm just selecting 2008 R2 for forest functional level, right? So let's go next. And do we need a DNS server for this, or shall we uncheck that? Let's uncheck DNS. We don't need DNS for Microsoft environments, right? Okay, I got a response now. Yeah, so without DNS, we don't have a Microsoft network, right? DNS are the eyes of Microsoft, right? Network. Remove the DNS, you don't have a network, Microsoft network. Okay, so yes, I need DNS here, and let's go next. And it says, hey, I'm looking for a DNS server. While we know we are just installing it, so it's not there, so stop looking. So we're just gonna say, do you want to continue? Yes, continue. And this is the area, or these are the paths where the Active Directory will be installed. Anyone knows quickly what is sysvol? SYSVOL. What's the function of sysvol? System volume. So your group policies and your scripts are deployed to the whole domain because of this. If you don't have a sysvol, you cannot implement group policies and you cannot implement scripts, right? And okay, next. Okay, directory service restore mode. Let's put a password here because this is for backup and restore. So everyone read this screen? Oh, the class password, or everyone read this screen, right? So just press next and click reboot on completion. That was quick. Okay. So once it reboots, we have our authentication ready. That's what SharePoint needs, basically, because it's a Microsoft application. It needs authentication. So after Active Directory is installed, let's go ahead with the SharePoint solution. But what's the plan here? If I go back to the slide here, so while the Active Directory is being installed and about to reboot, and you know what, magnifying, no, I don't need that. So the plan is this. Let's deploy Active Directory on first server. So this is something we have done, or like so this is the end of all the labs, and thank you for coming. I'm just kidding. Now, whoever comes in, they're like, whoa, am I that late? Okay. So Active Directory, we have just installed. You must have installed it like 4 or 5 times before, or even more, right? So we will install a standalone SharePoint server now on the member server, not on a domain controller. So the second server, first we need to join it to the domain, right? So first server became the domain controller or the authentication machine server. The second server will join it to the domain. We will be joining that server to the domain, right? So everyone on this screen, to share, the PowerPoint screen. Just kidding, come on. Okay, so Active Directory is installed for anyone here, or it's you're in process, right? Okay, this started installation. Okay, cool. So, well, that was the easy part. Let's now go to the easier part. No, a little difficult. So this is the next slide. So the plan is, excuse me, we already got this one, the Active Directory. DHCP we don't need now because we're going to be putting static IP addresses to all the servers. Servers always should be given static IP addresses. What's a static IP address? Okay, so manually we put that address and it's not automatically we receive. So we already put the static IP addresses on the servers. Now second server, we're just going to be installing StandAlone, SharePoint, and then we're going to go for the farm settings where we're going to be installing 2 SharePoint servers, but that's going to be tricky. How to get the 2 servers up and running and know each other, and what are the settings in the SQL server that you need to configure. But the good thing is that now we have a recording for that, so you will be able to repeat the whole session on video and just repeat it in your home lab. So what's the difference between standalone versus server farm installation? Well, yep.
StandAlone probably is everything's on one single server. The server farm is distributed and load balance with all the server farm.
Exactly. So if you're a small company, you still need to collaborate on documents, applications. You go for standalone version, which installs all the default options. What options it's installing, we're going to be talking about that. And as you can see on the slide, you cannot grow your environment with standalone. Only recommended for testing and developmental use. It's recommended for that, but in a small company, just go ahead and install and start working on that. But if you're sure you're not going to be expanding your company, and if business grows, you never know. So you have to really think about the future as well. Maybe you will grow, so why don't I just start the farm setting instead of the standalone setting? Right now we are like 10 employees or 50 employees. The way company is growing, slow for now, but it may have the potential to go above 200, 500 employees or 1,000 employees. So if you predict that, if you see that happening, then go for server farm or the farm setting where the server farm can have one or more servers where you install SQL and Sharepoint and can configure the servers however you prefer. So you must install SQL Server first. So we're going to be installing SQL Server. We're going to be tweaking it a little, and then you can begin with one server and grow from there. So we're going to start growing by today installing 2 servers in the farm and try to connect them in the farm. How to actually connect them in the farm? How to enable the SQL Server? How to configure SQL Server to accept remote connections? And there will be, some hurdles in the while we are doing this installation. So we're going to be trying to understand what we are doing and why we are doing. So first is if I go and check back my Active Directory. Yep, it's ready. So let's log into the server 1. So everyone's Active Directory is installed? Yes? Active Directory installed? Yes? No? Yep. Because it's going to cut all the tasks and sessions. Okay, so we're going to make sure Active Directory is installed, and then we're going to be going ahead with the second. So till now, what we have done. So, okay, so if I go to this picture, this one has the roles now. The DC, DNS. Okay, we're gonna just skip the DHCP. We don't need it right now, so I'm just gonna remove it from here as well. So we have DC DNS now, and so it's working. Our DC, we have authentication working, and we have name resolution working, right? So second server, it needs to be joined to the domain. Let's join it to the domain, and then we'll install SharePoint on the second server, right? So anyone knows how to join? Okay, that's a very basic question, right? Still, let's do it. So I'm going to go to the second server and try to join it to the domain. Make sure the firewalls are off, according to our lab. The firewalls are off, and you are pinging from server 2 to server 1, right?
So you have to turn the firewall off on both servers?
Yep. If you do not turn it on, or off actually, so the communication will be affected, and you will see that. When you're not able to connect, then you will realize, okay. So I'm going to the second server. So in my screen, I'm on my laptop, it's VMware Workstation. So don't be confused about that. Hey, we have VMware Player and he has VMware Workstation. Why is it different? So it's going to look different. It just works the same way as VMware Player, right? So second server. First server, everyone has Active Directory installed? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. So it's a yes, right? You're restarting? Right? Oh, it's working. Cool. Okay, so second server, how to connect it or join it to the domain. I would want to first make sure, since I'm in the Microsoft environment, Windows environment, network environment, I would run a utility called NSLOOKUP, name server lookup. So I think you might have used that before. So on the second server, if I go to command prompt, okay, let me get that magnifying glass up. So on the second server, if I go to the command prompt and put NSLOOKUP and press enter, my IP address at least should be correct. In this case, no, it's not correct. So it's going for a DNS server, which I know is incorrect. When you run NSLOOKUP in your second server, what IP address are you getting? So anyone getting 200.1 as an IP address when you run NSLOOKUP in your second server, or a wrong IP? So what the IP of our server 1 was? 192.168.200.1. Or what was the IP address? Server 1 IP address was 100.1. So when you run NSLOOKUP on the first server, let's run the NSLOOKUP on the first server, because if our DNS server is not correct, we don't have a Microsoft network, right? If our DNS is not correct. So if I go back to my server 1 and open the command prompt in server 1 and just type this NSLOOKUP here, it is giving 127.0.0.1. I would want to change this. Anyone knows why it's not giving me the correct IP address?
There is something wrong with DNS.
Yeah. So when you install Active Directory and DNS is selected, so when it restarts, it discovers, oh, I am the DNS myself. So why don't I point my preferred DNS IP to myself as well, 127.0.0.1. So we're going to say, hey, correct your IP address. Your preferred DNS is not supposed to be 127. Your preferred DNS should be the IP address of your machine, 80. So if I go back to my network settings now, so this happens only once, just on the 15th of January. Yeah, just kidding. Okay, it only happens when you reinstall Active Directory, right? Once. When you correct this, after that it just stays. No matter how many restarts you do, it stays that way. So I'm just going to correct this wrong NSLOOKUP address, right? I'm going to correct this preferred DNS on the server 1 first, right? How do I correct that? I'm going to go to the network setting, configure networking, go to my network card setting, go to properties, and v4. And there you go. So when you install Active Directory and you restart for the first time, it always points to itself because it discovers, oh, I am the DNS server, so preferred DNS should be me. the 127.0.0 loopback address. So I'm going to say no. You have to put that correct address, Mister. Okay, in my case it's 200. So let's be smart. In your case it's 100, right? So don't be confused with my 200 and your 100. When you join your production environments, when you become system admins, there would be many types of configurations you will see, but you're not going to be confused with that, right? You're going to know which configuration is for which server, which configuration, and you're going to be managing so many machines, and thousands of users will be depending on you and looking up to you. See, it feels good, right? Okay, so anyway, my configuration is 200, your configuration is 100. I can just change my address now, but it's just going to take a little time. So stay with your 100 and my 200, right? So in your case, you're writing 192.168, 100.1. In the server 1, preferred DNS. So everyone did that? Correction? Okay, when you run now, so press OK, and run now the NS lookup again. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now. Once I made this correction on my server 1 preferred DNS static IP of the preferred DNS. So I'm just going to go press OK, close. Now I'm going to go back to the command prompt on server 1. Already we are in the interactive mode of NS lookup, so I need to get out from here, Control Z or Control C out of that. So when I can do Control C, it gives me that prompt where I can just put the command again. So up arrow, NS lookup again. Up arrow, NS lookup, press enter. Now I get the correct IP. And if I get the correct IP here on server 1, then I will get the correct IP anywhere. Whichever machine has the correct preferred DNS in the domain, they will all be giving the correct DNS IP. Okay? First, what did I do just now? Installed Active Directory on server 1, restarted the machine, and then checked my preferred DNS and corrected it. Right? Now let's go to the server 2 and run NSLOOKUP there as well. Because if our DNS is okay, at least name resolution is okay, which means we have a working Microsoft network environment, right? So I'm just going to go to server 2 now. Server 1 IP address is okay. Default server, if you install, if you make some changes to the DNS in the reverse local zone, if you create one, then you will get default server instead of unknown. You will get the full FQDN or fully qualified domain name as well, but this is for, without even doing this, Microsoft Network is doing correct name resolution. So we are okay with this. Okay, I'm going to go to server 2. In my case, it is SHPD mem01. In your case, it is server 02, right? In your case, it is server 02, right? Okay. So on server 2, I'm going to do Control C out of the NSLOOKUP, press up arrow. When you do NSLOOKUP, everyone is getting the correct IP, 100.1 on server 2. Anyone who's getting the wrong IP, let me know. No, so your environment is yours. My environment, if it's getting, this is giving me wrong IP right now. Anyone else is getting a wrong IP. You should be getting 100.1 as a preferred DNS IP for your machine, second machine. Oh, it's the unchecked mistakes. When you go to the network section. No. And check before as well. Yeah, give it check. Yeah, double click. Okay. So we're just doing the basic name resolution configurations here. On server 2, everyone is getting correct? You're getting correct? 100.1 on server 2. Anyone else not getting 100.1 can raise his or her hand. Anyone else who's not getting preferred DNS correct or 100.1? This means everyone is getting preferred DNS on server 2 as 100.1. I'm not getting that, so I would just try to correct this right now. And I know that my second network card is giving me a problem, so I'm just going to disable my second network card. So configure networking, local, I'll just double check this. This is the correct one. Yep, that's the correct one. So I'm just going to disable the second one. Now if I go back, Control C out of this, up arrow NS lookup, enter. There you go. So in your case it's 100.1, in my case it's 200.1. So we're good. So name resolution between the two servers is perfect. Authentication, we're going to check now. We're going to join the second server to the domain, right? So first we check if there's a name resolution going on. What is the name resolution anyway? What's the name resolution? So name to IP address translation or resolution, and IP address to name, right? Okay, I'm going to join the second server to the domain. How do I do that? Well, as a precaution, I'm just gonna ping server 1, ping by name. Just put ping server 01 by name. So in my case, it's shpt0 DC. So I'm pinging by that. In your case, you're pinging server 1 and you are getting a correct IP address, right? Okay, great. So that's it. Ping is okay, DNS is okay, NS lookup is okay. So let's go ahead and join the second server to the domain. And this is the end of all our labs today. Let's go home. Oh, hello. Just kidding. Okay. No, for any new guy, yeah, it's always fun saying that. Okay. Okay, so I'm on server 2. Everyone on server 2? Yes, thank you for the reply. Let's go for domain join. So everyone on this, provide computer name and domain on the server 2? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, so provide computer name, domain, click change here. Seriously, why is it showing that? Okay, click change here and put your domain name. What is our domain name? Exactly this, right? shpt domain.local. shpt domain.local. Everyone knows how to go there? Make me repeat this if you don't know. It's okay. Don't be shy. You can ask me. Yeah? I'll repeat that, right? No, it's not necessary. It's not compulsory. It's okay if you have already put some other domain name, cool one, like Star Wars.local. So it's okay. Yeah, the hat is cool. Yeah, it's okay. Perfect. As long as you know the procedure of joining a computer to the domain, this is it, right? So when you put the domain and press OK, what happens? It asks for a donut. No, it asks for credentials, right? So what credentials are you putting there? Username and password. What username password are you putting there? Administrator and the password. So administrator username, administrator, and the password ABC, capital ABC, and keep pressing shift 1 2 3. So the special characters, exclamation, @ and pound key. Well, let me show you on this machine. Okay. Oh, thank God, this is not joined. So I'm just going back. One of the machine was joined, the other is not. So I'm just going to show you now. So shpt domain.local, enter. These are the credentials it is asking, and we're going to be providing the credentials. Why is it asking the credentials? Because this is a sensitive process. I mean, not everyone is supposed to join any type of machine. You must be an administrator. right? So I'm just going to put the administrator and the password, because this administrator is the king of the jungle, right? Jungle means Microsoft Network, right? So enter, and welcome to your domain. Everyone got that? Press OK, next, restart. If you got this, if you're not getting this, let me know. Yep. Press OK, OK, just a sec, and restart. Yep. All right. Okay, guys. So, second server joined to the domain. Yes. Yes. Thank you for the reply. Okay. So, since everyone is so shy of replying like yes, so I have to do something. Okay. Active Directory done. Second server joined to the domain done. Third thing. Now we're going to be installing SharePoint, the standalone version, right? And then we're going to be installing 2 SharePoints in a farm. See? So much fun. Everyone's like, huh? What is he talking about? Okay, no, I know you already did that. You're bored to death with that, and like, we're going to do that again? Oh, come on. Hey, I'm just recording this one. So, even if you have some good jokes and anyone can sing, I'm recording right now. Right? So, okay. So, Active Directory, and so I'm just going to log into server 2, right? In your case, server 2. In my case, SHPD 01, mem01. I'm logging into server 2. We just joined the server 2 the domain, right? So, you know what? I need to change these labels. Let me just change that. So that's SHPD DC is server 01. Excuse me. Server 02. Now the confusion should be gone. Server 03. I don't have to explain then. Alright, so log into server 02. But when you're logging in, you see this, right? Everyone's seeing this. And many of you might have logged in already, right? So log out. Why? Why you're not supposed to log in from this? That's the local account, exactly. So there, in every Windows, there is a local administrator, and then we have a domain administrator. If you log in locally, how do you know it's a local account? It says the server name. So let's change that and log in from domain. Let's not log in, and this will happen again. I mean, whenever I say, oh, log into that server now, log off, or restart, log into this server. So this mistake might happen again. If you log in locally, SharePoint will not behave properly. You have to then log out and log in from domain. So I'm just saying that this will happen again. That's why I'm just emphasizing that. Make sure you're not logging into the machine, you're logging into the domain, right? So switch user, other user, and so shpt domain /. So we'll just use the prefix of our domain, right? shpt domain / administrator and the password. Make sure your domain name is from where you're starting. If we rename our administrator, that would have been better. Then we don't need this because there is no local, in every machine there is no local account with the same name, right? So everyone change that. If you did log in before, log out and log in from domain, because otherwise your SharePoint will not behave. Okay. So if this is the case, press OK. Now we're logged into the domain. So if we've been careful till now, let's be more careful. So SharePoint. Oh, seriously, I need a key. Okay. If you need a key and you don't have the key, then there is that command that we run, slmgr/rearm. What does that do? It gives you 10 more days. And then it says, hey, put the key. Your Windows expired. So I needed to put the key at that time. I did not have internet, so I thought, okay, I'll just gonna put it later. So I'll just run that command. If you wanna note it down, it's good that if your machine is expired and you for at that particular time you don't have the key, just run this command. It will extend this grace period. So I'm just gonna go to command prompt, right click, run as administrator. This is I'm extending the grace period for my Windows, because I'm going to later put the key there. So run as administrator. I'm just going to put this command slmgr/rearm. You can note it because anytime if you have this problem, you could just put this command to extend the grace period of, so it should not give you that message of your Windows is expired. Okay, slmgr/rearm. When I press enter, it should say successfully like this. Command completed successfully. Please restart the system for the changes to take effect. Yep, I have to. Okay, I'll just put a command to restart the system as well, right? Shut down /r/t and 0. So shut down /r means restart and /t means time. And if I don't put 0 seconds, then it's going to wait for 60 seconds, right? So if you have noted that down, I'll just restart, right? Or if somebody is noting that down. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead, right? Go ahead. Yes, thank you for the reply. Okay. And everyone noted down this? Or maybe it's not important. Okay. So enter. So it's going to restart at once. So my second server is now joined to the domain. And also I have extended the grace period because it was saying expired, but later I'm going to just put the key. But any knowledge is good, right? Because you don't know when you have to use that. Okay, let's go for that SharePoint. So on server 2, I am logging in from the domain. I'm going to make sure, since it is showing me the prefix of my domain, so I'm okay. Alright, so let's put the password and we are good to go. Everyone joined the domain and logged in? Yes? No? Okay. What's the problem? Oh, in that case, restart your machine and 50% of the Microsoft problems are already there. Hey, Microsoft, it's a joke. Oh, Blackboard. I don't know. I just got my account yesterday. Oh, that's right. I just and you have to give me your email so I can add you to the Google group, because this video is recording right now for the whole session. I'm going to put it on the Google group for everyone, right? Okay. So your phone name and email is on paper. So what are you trying to do? Yeah, so let me just open the notepad for that. Okay, pausing the video, resuming. So what's going on till now? We have installed Active Directory, and we have checked the DNS settings of the server 1. We have joined the second server to the domain, and we have checked the DNS setting before that. And now we have logged in from the domain account and starting to install SharePoint, the standalone version, right? So on server 2, so I'm just going to show you on that slide as well. So the difference was, again a recap, StandAlone server is for the small companies. You have like 10, 15, 20, 80 users. You go for that, even 100 users. Or how far you can push, you know. So server form, so StandAlone is for small companies, and they also recommend that it's just for testing environmental use. But you should know how to install that. And then we will go for the server form and install the 2 SharePoint servers and join them to the form. The second one, we need to make some, changes, conversion changes in the SQL Server as well. So let's go ahead and install first the StandAlone one. So for that, for that we just need 2 servers. First one is the Active Directory. Second is the member server, server 2. So we're logging server 2. Let's start the installation. For that, everyone has the ISO file of SharePoint 2010. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, try to make sure. So I'm on server 2 now, and what I want to make sure is on the DVD of the virtual machine of server 2, the ISO of SharePoint is mounted or not. So on server 2, if I go to the virtual machine, so guys, don't be confused. On my laptop I have VMware Workstation, and you have VMware Player, right? It works the same in most cases. There's no snapshot feature.
You said more features?
Yeah. Workstation, $300 license. No, so in Academy, everyone can have it free. So in institutes and colleges, you can have free. So just ask for that. VMware Workstation, we want. Okay, just ask. Cyrus. Sorry?
You think we're around that's why they're using Player, because they don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, actually VMware Workstation is free for all institutes, all around the planet. So if you guys ask, hey, we need the VMware Workstation, Cyrus should be installed. Cyrus has the plan to install it near future, actually, on these machines.
No, we're not here anymore.
Yeah, I asked also define near future, but that then silence.
We'll come back next year.
Okay, so I'm just making sure on VMware Workstation, but on VMware Player as well. That's the same way to do it. You go to settings. In fact, let me switch to my VM Player now. So whatever is the player level feature, I have to show it on my machine. So how do you do that? So if you go to Manage Virtual Machine Settings, everyone's doing that. Okay, your DVD. Is anything mounted to your DVD? In my case, nothing. So I'll go for the use ISO image to mount my SharePoint ISO, right? So where's my SharePoint ISO anyway? Or where is your SharePoint ISO? Did you get it already? Did you find it? Everyone, so if I go to Browse and go to C drive, which folder? Anyone knows which folder is the SharePoint?
C images 2015.
Images 2015. So do you all see this folder? Images 2015. Oh, let me just. Oh, there's no magnifying glass. What was the shortcut for magnifying glass? Windows Plus. Oh, nice. All right. Thanks. Okay, everyone sees this folder. So double click, and do you have this folder? Everyone sees that? Yes. Okay, I'm just saying from your side because you're so shy. Right? Okay, so and everyone sees this. Good. So we're good. So I'm just gonna double click that and make sure that these two are checked. Connected power on. Both are checked, right? Make sure this. And well, once you do that, how would you discover it? So once you make sure that it's mounted, then just go to my computer and just go to DVD, right? So let me show you that. I'm in the machine now. Windows Explorer, computer, and there it is. Everyone should be seeing in the computer, and the DVD should be showing. If you double click, I mean these files will be showing. These are SharePoint files, right? It's not auto-playing. That's cool. Not cool. Okay, so there's a setup. There's an auto-run icon, and there's a splash. There's a setup here and splash as well. If I just click splash, it's going to. So inside the folder, in the root, there is that splash file or the setup. But just double click that and you should see this. Everyone is seeing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still not connected back to the-
Ouch. Really? Hey, you're in good hands, man. Those guys are pros. Okay. You're already good then. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to my machine where, I need to record the whole thing. So I'm going to make sure that in my DVD, the SharePoint files is there, the settings and DVD. I'll make sure that connected, both are checked. ISO, and then there's a gazillion folders here, and there you go, SharePoint. So it is mounted to my DVD. Press OK, and autoplay. I love it. Okay. Anyway, so if you don't see the autoplay, then go to the folder of the DVD. Open the DVD and go way down until you see the splash file here. I'm just recording it as well, so that's why I'm repeating the whole thing. And it's recording. Cool. So SharePoint. So we know that there is that small company version, the standalone. So, but first, make sure everyone's machine has. Yeah. How do we get prerequisites?
Install software prerequisites.
So everyone's machine can connect to internet? No, virtual machine. Can you get? Did you ever get internet before? Did you ever try that? Okay, that's why the recording. Okay, so sit back and enjoy the show now. It's nice, right? Oh no, really? If we don't have internet, so prereqs I have to arrange for you. So how did you do the exchange class? I mean, did you? Okay, obviously you did not use the internet, right? There as well, because you couldn't, right? Okay, let me. Oh, seriously? You know what? Another dead end. Okay. So when we go for prereqs, applications overall. So let me just try to get that. So we are on NAT, right? Okay, I need. What's the number for the help desk here? Anyone knows the number for the help desk?
Find it online.
Huh? It's not gonna help.
No, we have no idea.
You just have to screen help.
Oh, there. What's it? Oh, seriously. That's a good idea. Okay, no, I got that number 43 something something. So help is on the way. Don't worry, guys. No, I just need the wireless connection here, Wi-Fi connection, and I'll just start showing you the thing, all thing. Zooming now and recording this on internet. So we had an internet issue. Back to the video, and we're gonna just try to get the internet now. I have my internet in my laptop now. Let's go ahead with the installation, and the video is also resuming. I hope I get that. Okay, I'm just gonna enable this and hoping that the internet comes now. If you, okay, great. See this? I got internet. Oh, don't see this. Okay. See this? Yeah. All right. So yeah. So wired. I just put the wired connection, and let's go ahead with the video. And I got internet connection. So let's go for the previous. If you have a perfect internet connection, I'll discover now how perfect is mine. So the prerequisites are installed and downloaded and installed, and it's like a breeze. I mean, it just seamlessly works fine if internet connection is okay. So what we need to do here, since I'm recording as well, so I have to go ahead and thank you for this contribution. So install software prerequisites. I'm just gonna go for this. Well, it's going to install all this, and it needs internet connection. So if I click next here, accept the terms and next, and now you can tell me where's Tim Horton. Oh.
Just go, you're gonna get out there that hallway,
Okay.
down the stairs, all the way to, like, you'll go down where you'll see an exit the building.
Okay.
It's where all, like, you'll see, like, all the, there's an old shop.
Oh, okay.
Just go back down the hallway, like, back to the door, just go, swing down, back to the door.
Oh, okay.
You got it there too.
Cool.
You're gonna get error just like all of us.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else gets error as well.
Yeah, you get it. You get to reinstall it. Redo it again.
I did. I got it.
Wait again.
You got it again? Where? At what's?
Oh yeah, the first time we don't have the prereqs to install the prereqs,
The
right?
Microsoft you need it on. Microsoft you need it.
Let's try one more time.
Somebody was successful in after redoing it? Maybe the bandwidth was low at that time. Oh, your work?
No, you're gonna get the same.
Yeah.
So you were just on.
Any success story right now with the
Prereqs,
prereqs?
No, I did. I haven't.
Okay, native client is downloading now.
You're gonna, as soon as it gets the hot frames.
Okay.
If you don't have an update.
Well, when I did at home as well, we got the practice report coming in. It worked fine, but that's what. Oh, that's fine. And I have oh yeah, everyone is working.
Let's take an error that's like okay.
Okay, it's on the hot fix now.
I think the error's okay though.
I honestly, I think it's working.
Yeah, it is restart. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just a restart. It's not on.
There was an error. Okay, guys. So if we do see an error, anyone else who is successful, who has installed all the updates till now? Anyone? Okay, everyone is trying to do that. Everyone is getting this error.
Mine's going a lot better.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so the error says the tool was unable to install hotfix for Microsoft Update Windows, and it is KB976462.
Just keep running it. After I did it the third time and it's working.
The same one.
Yeah, just run it again. Just
Oh.
keep running it.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Just to install prereqs.
Okay, so if once you do not succeed, keep
It's
trying.
gonna work so eventually.
Keep trying forever.
3 times, 3-4 times.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah, I got it.
Complete successfully. Oh wow! Thanks for this contribution as well. We all deserve Timbits, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, and Woohoo as well. Yeah. So
You can go, we'll watch it.
no, it's actually I'm sure in this maze I'm gonna be lost. So
I'll take you.
I'll just.
I was gonna go anywhere.
Actually, yeah, this is okay. If in the middle it stops, I should be there. But thanks for failing. So, oh, finished. Cool. So two guys finished. Anyone else who has done the installation successfully? Anyone else? So if you see the error, please restart again. And it's going to be finishing soon. In my case, also, I think. The good thing is that whatever is installed already, it's not going to redo that, right? So that's why it's going in the third attempt. This second, third attempt, it's going fine. So the standalone installation, it's, you will just discover that, or you might have installed it already, so you will discover that it's, nothing.
Do you have a product key for?
Oh, so everyone has DreamSpark.
Is there a SharePoint on
That's how I got it.
That's where I got it yesterday.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, it's in.
DreamSpark, guys. So while you're doing this, go to your DreamSpark and the link. Yeah.
For everything else, there's a code.
So DreamSpark, you have SharePoint 2010. Let me go as well. Okay, installation complete for me. So it's a successful installation. Anyone else who has successful installation? You're still going? Okay, great. So retrying it, right? Okay. Oh yeah. So retry and try again until you get 10 bits, right? Keep trying. Oh, sorry. No, you don't have to. I think we're done here. I mean, for the we can go ahead actually, right? But where is the key? So let me go to the SharePoint. Oh no, DreamSpark. I'm not going to expose the key, but in fact, should I go? Oh, yeah, I have millions of links here, and yeah, my kids see Debo. Okay, so what? Okay, so DreamSpark. So I think we have.
SharePoint Server 2010.
Exactly, Source Pack 2.
Service Pack 2?
Yeah, SharePoint. Or SharePoint, just 2010.
I got it.
Okay, cool. So if we do a search for SharePoint, excuse me. So SharePoint, it's going to search today. Oh, it's searching. Okay, so there it is, guys. Everyone, SharePoint 2010 here. And should I expose this? Oh, let me just pause the video. So this is, just get the key from here, SharePoint Server 2010. You can use the first one. When you get the key, I'm gonna go back here now. I think I have to change the screen to put the key right. Anyway, so Server 2, installation complete. Click Finish. And now we start the install SharePoint server. When we start this, it's going to ask for, please wait while set up. Okay, there's the key thing. So the key to success. Okay. So I'm just going to, sorry guys, I have to shift that and pause the video as well. The DreamSpark. So I've shifted the screen so I could just put the key, pausing the video, resuming the video. Okay, these are the products. So Microsoft Software License Term, SharePoint 2010, 2010 for Internet Sites, Foundation, and Express Edition. So it's going to install this. I think some of us have already gone ahead. So I'm just going to accept the agreement. If you put the key, that's it. Click Continue. Okay, there is StandAlone and Server Form. So for StandAlone, let's select the server form in order to install the StandAlone, right?
No.
Hey, welcome. So, no, there was so many people. Oops. Okay, I need to put this website back to sleep. Okay, StandAlone. Yeah, this is the time to go for lunch, I think. Guys, so I'm just wanted to ask if you don't get confused with this. While the StandAlone installation is going on, and I'm recording that, we can start the server form installation, at least a SQL installation for this. Yeah, very good. I just wanted to save time. 9:43. Oops. So yeah, if 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's okay.
But we're waiting for it to install anyway.
Okay,
It's gonna take
yeah.
10 minutes anyway. So
Yeah, you're right.
might as well.
But we're gonna start server form, so yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, guys, 10-minute break. Please make it 10 minutes, like literally 10 minutes. Exactly after 10 minutes, I'm gonna start the form installation, and you really need to not miss that. You need to understand those points there. Okay, so yep, it's a 10-minute break.
So for the new,
Yeah.
for the teacher, he said before that he's going to be transferring over marks.
Okay, resuming now. So StandAlone installation on server 2 is still continuing after some hiccups, and so now we're going to be starting the configuration of the farm on the second server, but there are prereqs for the farm. So if I want to put the steps alongside, right now what's going on is on server 2, StandAlone installation is going on. We'll let it go, and it's going to just, in the end, it's going to create a site. So let's just let it go. For the server 3, let's join it to the domain. So everyone, first of all, how many of us have 3 servers? Okay, great. So I think in the morning, in the start of the class, did I show you that how to create the second or the extra machine? Let me show that. There was half of the people were there when I showed that. So we created 2 servers. We need a 3rd server now. But all we need to do is do the same thing. Template machine. Copy that to another folder. So, do we all know how to do that? Okay, let me show you.
We just copy and paste.
That's it. Yeah, template machine. But it has to be that template machine. No other folder needs to be done with that. So I'm just switching back to first one, and I'm showing you how to do that. I think most of us already know how to do that. But if I go back to my VMware player, so template machine is this. So guys who do not have the 3rd server, we need it now to create a form, right? So if you do not have the 3rd machine, this is the procedure to create that 3rd machine, although I'm just repeating the same thing we did in the last session, right? So template machine is there. In VMware player, I think we cannot clone, right? So we need to know where that template machine is in your D drive or C drive. So I'll right click the template machine. Please do not click this button, power on. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Okay. So settings. So when I click settings, so I need to know, I will go to the options, and this is the path for that template machine. So if you right click the settings, go to options, this is the path. So I'm just going to select the whole thing, Control A, Control C, or just select all and copy. Once I get this path, this is the path for that template machine. All I need to do is go to my that host machine run, and just put that path there, Control V, paste, press enter. So this is the template machine. We don't need to do anything inside. I want to go back one step. this is the template machine path. If I just click here, it is in C, users, and your username, documents, virtual machines. So all I need to do is right click this, copy, and paste it somewhere else, right? So you can just create in your, maybe you have a D drive, so you can just go there and create a folder by your name, or inside your folder, just create an extra folder that by the name of SharePoint VM, and then paste that machine there. So everyone got this? How to copy or get a third server from the template machine, right? Everyone got that, right? So it's going to paste. It's going to take time, and whenever it is complete, start that. You need to give it a name and IP, right? What's the next sequential name available right now? Server 1 is DC. Server 2 is member server. Server 3, right? And the sequential next available IP is 192.168. 100.1 is taken. 100.2 is not available. 100.3, 100.4. Who is 3? Or what machine is 3 in our network? Which we did not create till now. The client machine. We have given 100.3 to the client machine, right? So you can just put it according to next sequentially available IP, right? If I put the map up here, this is our infrastructure. This is how it looks like. Let me just switch to. Okay, so server 1, server 2, server 3 could be our third server, or if you have printed out, that client machine, which nobody has printed till now. So go for 100.3 as your third server, and server 03 name. I put as this. The subnet mask, so we're good with this configuration. So keep this setting. Maintain this setting, even if in future we need to add server 4, 5, 6. I'm just kidding. 16 gigs RAM, how much we can stretch. But we will just go for sequentially available next name and sequentially available next IP, right? So in my case now, just to save time, I'm just gonna go back to the environment. Server 2, okay, good. So yeah, I'm recording. So right now, I think it's finished for everyone, right? The StandAlone SharePoint settings. But what do we do when we reach this screen? Keep it checked, run the SharePoint products configuration wizard, click close, and it will start that next window. I just want to record the whole thing so you will know, whenever you want to install StandAlone, there's a recording for that. So, okay, welcome to SharePoint products. And then it's going to do, okay, what it's saying now, the following services may have to be started or reset during configuration. Yeah, IIS, Internet Information Services, SharePoint Administration Service. These 3 services will be restarted for this configuration to finalize. So we're just gonna press yes, nothing here to configure. Okay, now performing configuration tasks, and it's installing the SharePoint products. We're going to be talking in next session about what the products are, and we're going to go deep inside and do some real mess with the SharePoint environment. No, we're going to learn, not mess, right? But it's a lab. Try to mess with it and try to learn that way. Oh, what happens if I delete this? What happened if I? Oh no. Okay, so now again, that's a long installation. This configuration will keep going until that's it. So we leave it there. But whatever the configuration windows were there, wherever it stopped, we recorded that. So now we know how to install that. I will leave it to this and go to my third server. What we need to do on our third server? First, we're going to install SQL Server 2008 R2. If you do not have R2 and you just have SQL Server 2008, make sure it's 64-bit. Right? In 2008 you have 32-bit and 64-bit, so make sure we have a SQL Server. I think everyone has in the images in the C drive that same folder, the SQL Server as well, right? If so I'll just switch back to computer 1, and I think everyone would have the same folder which I'm showing here on the screen. So if I go to the C drive and to the images 2015, and SQL is not 2012. Okay. We just have 2012. Yay! Really? Okay, so I don't want any surprises, but we can use 2012 as well, right? With 2010. I have 2008. Also, you have on your SharePoint, DreamSpark, the SQL server, but it's going to take forever to download that. It's going to take a long time. But we don't have the 2008, right? Is there any other folder other than this? Prototype? Oh, that's operating systems. Okay. Anyone has SQL Server 2008? Otherwise, we'll go for 2012. You know what? Let me show you this video with the. Oh, whoa! What's this? Configuration failed. Seriously? I'm going to show you this now. Okay, I'm switching to 2. Because I'm recording this, so you can install this even during the week and redo the whole lab, follow the recording. But when we were installing this, anyone got this error with the StandAlone installation? You got that? Exactly same. So if I put it on the guys, we have to know what errors are coming and why they are coming, right? So failed to create configuration database. Let me put it on magnifying glass. So anyone got this error? One or more. Configuration settings failed. Completed configuration settings will not be rolled back. Resolve the problem and run this configuration wizard again. Anyone else got this error, or you're reaching there? Okay. So an exception of type SharePoint accesses additional exception user cannot be found. What? Seriously? Okay. To diagnose problem, review the application log. If we review the application log, this is the application log. See how beautiful it seems? Okay. So if I go way down here, leaving function, not running in high contrast, clicking the link, DC. Anyone else got this error? Because it was a pretty straightforward installation, right? There were not many options, but I think it's related to those prerequisites that were not successfully installed. You works? This? All right. So some of us got lucky and got this error. Others, it's working fine, right? So who else? It's working fine. Who else? Okay, that section. All that desk, that table is the lucky one. So tomorrow, next session, try to be, the lucky side. Anyway, anyone was lucky from this side?
Well, I was
Yep. Obviously, we have to restart. Although it's saying that resolve this and then restart, but if we just go ahead and restart. So anyone else get this error? Let me know as well. Maybe you get some other error, so we get to know, okay, what's going on here. So I'm just going to try to restart this. If I click finish and SharePoint server, seriously, okay. Repair. So it's just saying repair. And we're going to expect this to magically repair this, while the StandAlone installation in the end just creates that one site after this is finished, but we are getting those bumps. So I'm just going to let it go now. The other thing is, so if I put it on the Visio right now, let me get rid of this magnifying glass. Okay. So in Visio, we are seeing this. On first server, it's standalone installation, which has some bugs, and then second server, which is actually our third server. Member server is second server. We need to install SQL, and we can have 2008 R2, which is in DreamSpark. So I can show you the configurations for the 2008 R2, and you can download during the week the 2008 R2 and then install it according to the video which I am creating for that, right?
Is it on the computer though as well?
Sorry?
Is it on the hard drive as well though?
No, it's in my laptop, and I
Oh, so we still have to get it.
downloaded from DreamSpark. Yeah, I downloaded that, but I thought I saw that in or in your environment. Anyone can try with me, so I'm just going to go ahead with the 2008, but anyone can try with the SQL Server, because I need to show the environment of 2008, which it is recommending the SharePoint 2010 with. But anyone else can also start the SQL installation, and we can compare as well. Otherwise, video is already recording, so you will have the exact configuration which I'm creating right now to follow during the week, right? So if anyone wants, what I'm starting is 2008 SQL. You can start 2012 SQL, which you already have. Oh, good. So on DreamSpark, guys, go for the 2008 SQL Developer Edition. There is only one by the name of Developer, but it is 2008 SQL R2. Yep. That's the Express Edition now. Yeah. So first day I gave Express Edition. This is the proper SQL Server that is for small environments.
I can't find one as developer.
In the DreamSpark you cannot?
No, it just says server, SQL server.
Yeah, click it and then you'll
Or
do
just
that.
Yeah. So go inside the SQL servers list. So there's only one. So there's only one SQL Server 2008 R2 and Developer, and that works perfectly. We just need R2, right? Although we have 2012 R2 as well, I think it should work. But let me just first show with the recommended settings. Then I can also create a video for SQL Server 2012. Right now, if you can start download and just consume all the bandwidth of George Brown, that's okay. Oh, I'm recording that. So okay. Anyway, so if you're downloading that and maybe you get to download before within time, so it's okay. Otherwise, I'll start showing you. There are some small configuration changes you need to do in SQL Server 2008. So first step, let me just type the steps here for the form installation. Standard installation is straightforward. You click next, next, next. As long as you have internet, it's okay. Yeah.
I found the R2 Developer Edition. What's this
No, it's not for any, but it's Microsoft sometimes use that term, but it's not working fine. I just downloaded it. So guys, if you are on DreamSpark, 2008 SQL, 2008 R2, Developer. That's the only one. There's only one SQL Server with that developer written in, with it. So that's the one I'm going to start the installation and configuration of. And since I'm going to record, so during the week you can do that, right? So the steps, let me just write the steps here. So for the form settings, the major steps I'm going to be doing are install SQL Server, configure it, enable remote access. These are the steps that I need to do with the SQL Server. Configure remote access for the form setting. But I'm going to tell you that it's not compulsory to do that. We're just going for two SharePoint servers. That's why I'm doing that. Enable remote access. Then install 2 SharePoint servers. So I'll start with these steps now. Let me make sure I'm recording this. Yeah, okay. So guys, even if you are falling behind a little, I'll go a bit faster to record this video because you're gonna have it for the whole week, and you can just follow it at any other time as well, but try to understand right now, right? What's going on. So I'm going for the second machine here. Third machine here, and I'm going to make sure that on the third machine my DVD has the SQL server mounted to it. So on that third machine I'm going to give the path for the SQL server. Actually, I don't have the ISO, it downloads the actual files, so I'm just going to go to that path and get that those files. So on server 3 I'm going to the settings and making sure that my shared folders, which we configured on the first day, my shared folder is enabled. So it is enabled, right? Oh, in your case it's not, but in my case it is because I'm working on the laptop right now. So from the shared folder I'm going to access the inside the hard disk of my laptop, just to get that SQL Server 2008 edition, right? So going through the gazillions of folder, SharePoint, software, there's that. Oh, there's not that. Okay. Downloads. Oh, let me just check my laptop. So it's the 2008 SQL Developer Edition, R2 Developer Edition, and let me just get that. Oh, there it is. So it is download SQL. Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. So Central Soft. Okay, this is the version that you're downloading from DreamSpark right now, right? If you're downloading now, okay, let me just put the magnifying. This is the version, SQL Server 2008 R2 Developer. This is the folder that's going to create. So I'm just going to make sure that I access this. So it's edu Central Soft. I'm just going back to my third server. First thing, install SQL Server and configure it properly. But you're going to see that it's also easy because you're going to see it. So I'm just going to access my laptop drive, and there it is. So SQL Server 2008 Developer Edition. All you need to do is double click and go to Setup. I'm just going to try to explain this. If you already downloaded that, you can follow me. Otherwise, try to understand right now what's going on, because guys, because the video will be sent to you, I would expect screenshots from you for just the configuration, main configuration areas that you have repeated that lab. So those screenshots are related to marks. So since you are seeing everything, and this should give you a very good experience of how to create a form. So try to understand now, and it's still also recording, but I would be expecting some screenshots after I upload the video and give it to you. So I'm just going to run the setup, and SQL Server 2008 requires Microsoft .NET. So I would make sure that my server 3 has internet connection. So just like server 2, I'm going to try to make sure that server 3 second network card is enabled and giving me internet connection. How do I get that? So I'm just gonna go for network, open network settings, and I think so I'll just go back there, and instead of bridge, I'm just gonna go for VMnet 8 NAT, and this should give me internet connection. Once I get the internet connection, the SQL Server will try to download its updates or any files it needs, or .NET. So I'm just going back and checking if I got the internet connection. Yep, I got it. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna continue with this installation now. Press OK. So this is the message it's giving right now. So guys, anyone downloading from DreamSpark right now? SQL Server? But the download should be not that fast. Is it fast?
No, super fast. They can download it in a half. 2 minutes.
That was super fast.
Really?
The internet speed is
Okay. Okay. So
down the video games, 2 minutes.
yeah. So okay. This setup, guys. Anyone already, if you have installed, you would know what to do. But let's go ahead and try to know that. I will go to the installation option here, and then new installation or add features to an existing installation. So guys, if your SQL Server is correct, your SharePoint form installation will be correct. If this is not correct, of course, you will have lots of bugs and errors. Not bugs, errors. Okay, so I'm just going to run this installation. Okay, it has run the first check. If I click the show details here, everything should be saying passed. Nothing should be failed here, right? So it has just checked the prereqs, the minimum prereqs, and it has to have passed. Otherwise, you will have to rerun this after fixing that problem, right? So press OK. Now it's going to go for the next check. It might install updates from internet for SQL. Okay, seriously. Okay, my key is exposed now. Next, I accept the license agreement. Send feature user to data to Microsoft. Nah. Okay, just accept the license agreement and click next. Install. So setup support files will be installed now. So definitely you need an internet connection for the duration of this. So you have at home heavy machine or like high-end machine or desktop, laptop, or you're going to be doing here the lab?
Here.
Here?
We don't have enough resources.
Okay.
You need a lot of laptops.
Okay. All right. So you don't have gaming machines or gaming laptops?
It's funny because my computer broke like at the start of the first semester, and it was like
Whoa.
almost 3 years ago. And you think being in a computer program like it fixed? I still have it.
Yeah. So guys, you will be coming here at. Is there some fixed time that you all come, or it's up to you, whoever comes at whatever time?
And every other, we have like other labs.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays, or sorry, wait, on Wednesdays.
Okay.
We have a lab from 2 to 4.
Oh.
And then after 4 o'clock, that lab's open until like 11 p.m.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we can just do that.
Okay. So you will have you can create screenshots for all this, right? So all you so I'm gonna at the end of the class I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna at least create one screenshot and I will just show you what I'm expecting there. So because I need to have a Word file created for every student that you have done this lab or repeated, and I'll just don't worry about the marks. So what's going on here? Operation completed past 11. What has been passed? Firewall, PowerShell, .NET. So everything. There could be warning errors as well, which we can ignore, right? So click next. Okay, SQL Server feature, we're gonna keep the defaults here. We're not going to be worrying about the Power Pivot or all features. Next. Okay, here we have to be careful, guys. Do not select extra options because we need to still make some configurations. So I'm just going to select the minimum required options here. Right? So management tools and database engine. Later we can come back and have more options available, but for now, basic installation, we just need this. Next. Sorry? Yeah. Are you on this option? Oh yeah. Okay. So it's database engine services and management tools. Both of these options are selected. Yeah. So I'm also recording this. So anyway. Okay. So next, and then again it's going to check some more details. Now what it's saying that whatever features are required will be installed. Whatever features are not applicable, they will be skipped here. So we're gonna just accept this result and go next, right? So now there's a default instance or database it's going to create instance, and then the database. So we're going to just stick to the default instance with this name, MS SQL Server. So we're not going to change anything here, the path or the name. We're just going to let it go now. Next. Majority of the installation is just default options, but some options you really need to understand why we did that. Till now, I haven't made any changes. So I'm just going next and just explaining some of the details which we need to know. Okay, here, the first change comes on this screen. You have to mention SQL Server Agent. There has to be a privileged account here mentioned and the password for that privileged account. Okay, in production environment, as when you professionally configure that in a production environment in your office, you have to have separate service accounts for these. In our private environment, we're gonna have just our privileged administrator, so we could just get the things running basically, and then we can later create our professional environment as well, where service accounts are separately created in Active Directory, and then those accounts are put here. I'm going to send you the document as well, where all the requirements for a professional installation are also mentioned. Right now, we need to make things work. Basically, if we can do the easy task, then we can go for the complicated task as well, right? So here, our most privileged account is, anyone knows which is that privileged account in our environment right now? Administrator, domain administrator, right? So I'm just going to go for SQL Server Agent. I'm just saying that use this account and its privileges for that, yeah? Oh yeah, sure. So if you miss anything, I can repeat from there. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm trying to give a privileged account. So this SQL Server Agent should have start the SQL Server services as well as run the SQL Server services. So it needs a privileged account from the Active Directory. In our case, we have administrator from which we logged in, right? Domain administrator from the server one, exactly. That's the domain administrator account. So I'm just going to write it down as well. So browse, and that's how you need to just follow the video. Administrator, that's it. Check name, built-in security, blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, locations. I just need to go to the location because it's not showing the Active Directory, it's showing the local server. I am telling it, hey, go for the Active Directory, which it is not available. Okay, guys, let me just fix this and explain what happened. I need to just cancel out. I'm canceling the installation. Some of the options have been installed already. What happened here, it shows that it has joined the domain, but it did not show me the Active Directory options. So I'm just going to disjoin it from domain and join it again, and then it's going to show me the Active Directory options, because we faced that problem. So I'm just clicking change, press OK. Don't worry, I can still guys, if you are stuck in some of the installation and even with the video you cannot get out from there, if you can let me know, and if you have TeamViewer in your machine somehow, then I can connect to your machine and we can solve that problem, right? Try to solve the problem. So but we have to fix that sometime. Hey, I'm sitting from this time to this time, are you available? So I'll say, okay, yeah, I'm available. So if you have TeamViewer, I'll just connect to your machine. If you're really stuck and cannot, go ahead. So try to work in groups, and Google Sensei is there as well. Google Sensei. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So Master Google, that really is our teacher. So this error, if you don't get to see the Active Directory, this is a quick way to do that, because I've faced the problem so many times before as well. So that's why I'm just going for disjoining and joining the domain. I would want to have one restart because let's be lazy. So shpt domain.local, and I need to check my NS lookup. So we will have, when we are installing something, we always have bugs and errors, right? The good thing is, how soon do you resolve that problem? Okay, my internet is up, that's why my name resolution is not working. So my internet is up, that's why my name resolution is not working. I'm going to temporarily disable my internet, or there's another solution for that, but I don't want to confuse you more. Okay, if you go to those cards and go to, let me show you that, because it's recording, let me just show you this. We always try to put the network card. Internet is the top one right now here. So I would want the local card, network card to be up and internet card to be the second. This means that first the traffic should be received on the local, then the traffic should be received by the internet network card, right? So, but still, just to get the problem resolved, I'm just gonna disable the internet network card for temporarily. Okay, NS lookup again. Okay, good. So it's going to the correct server, so now it should accept. Let me check my firewall as well. Basic things. And the network setting for, oh, that's why. The rest of the machines are on NAT. This machine was on VMnet 15, that's why it was not communicating with my domain controller. So seriously. So it's 203, 192, 116, 200. It's matter of time. Let me just fix that right now. Come on, shpd domain.local. Oh, seriously? Okay, so ipconfig /flush DNS. Hey, it's gold, man. Okay, just kidding. So, and register DNS. So if the DNS resolution is not working for some reason, there are two commands here: ipconfig flush DNS and register DNS. These commands can be. So I'm just gonna put it to this. If you want to, if name resolution is perfect, the configuration is okay, but name resolution is still not working, then these two commands are used: ipconfig flush DNS and then ipconfig register DNS /register DNS, right? So I tried these commands now, and the service has not started. Registration. Oh, seriously. So I'm just gonna go for NS lookup again. Okay, 201. So name resolution on this PC is not working. Okay, let me just restart this machine. Okay, this happens when there's a live demo. Things happen. So while this is restarting, so I could install the SQL server. I'll go and check back on my server 2. Oh, good. Okay. So for everyone, is the installation of StandAlone SharePoint done for everyone? So can you please check on your server 2 if the installation of StandAlone is complete successfully? So in my, okay, done. So the lucky area, done. Yep. The row. Yep. Anyone else? StandAlone server 2. So we just repeated that again, and that's, it was done. Yeah. Error? Just repeat it. I mean, when I did it at home, it was like the first shot, it was all done here. It just, we repeated that and it was done. So anyway, so I'm just going for the second machine now. Sorry about that. I mean, the name resolution should have worked. I wanted to show you the SQL Server settings. Yeah, I also need to yawn. Oh man, unexpected. SHPD domain dot local. Oh, seriously. Okay, that's the basic configuration that is giving me problem now. I am unable to connect to my local area network, so just try to check that. 192.168.200.3, 200.1. What's wrong here? Okay, am I able to ping my machine? Ping 192. Okay, ping my SHPD DC. I cannot ping. Oh, haha. Why did it happen? You know that? My domain controller was down. And it is down because, so when the machine message shows expired, it's going to restart every half an hour or shut down every half an hour if it's on expired. If you see the message expired, it's going to shut down every half an hour. That's why my DC was down. Well, we have just that time, I guess. So I'm just starting this. Oh man, I have to complete that video. So
My files from my host to one of my virtual machines.
okay,
Every time I try to drag the SQL folder, it says something operation canceled.
to copy
Yeah.
only. You don't have the shared folders enabled, right?
No, I think so. How do I do
Yeah, I think it's not. Yeah, this shared folder. Oh, it is enabled here. So you know this virtual machine settings here.
Yeah.
So if you go to options, shared folders, always enable. Click that. What you need to do is click
Make a
add
path? Okay.
and make a path to your local C drive or D drive of your laptop or desktop machine.
Okay, thanks. Sir.
Okay guys, I got my DC up and running finally, and there it is. So okay, I can now join, and these are tears of joy here after joining the machine. Sorry about that. Seriously. So I'm just going to quickly join it and just run the SQL Server again. I have most of the settings done. Well, really small hurdles which were really unexpected. So I could go a bit faster now to do that SQL setting. I just wanted to show you some part of that which you need to really change. Others, it's a next finish kind of installation. So logging in now with the domain account, shpt domain / administrator. Oh, seriously, go. Enter. I have to turn off the firewall for the domain, because whenever you join a computer to the domain, the third profile, the third profile, which is the domain profile, the firewall for that opens. Let's see. Oh, it's closed. Good. Okay, just double checking. So what I need to do is I'm just going to connect to my SQL Server and quickly launch that installation so I could make it before. So CentralSoft. Guys, just rely on that video, and let me just go fast now because the time is very limited. So I'm just explaining while I'm doing things, just to get something ready for you to before the next session. But there were so many hurdles, but thank God that because of your collaboration, we were able to, go past that. So the SQL Server installation is starting again. And I'm going to turn on my internet again as well. Okay, internet and the SQL server. Oh, come on. There it is. So I'm just going to go back to the installation again, new installation and features, click run. I think most of the tests have been passed already, so it's still going to run the check. Okay, if I go show details, everything is passed, press OK, it's going to go quickly to the next process to check more prerequisites. Okay, now support files, it needs to install. Before that, I'm gonna make sure the internet is there. Yes, internet is there. So install, it's going to try to get those support files because it already ran that, so it's quick now. And I'm gonna just reach that window sooner than before. So, okay. So I'm gonna click show details. Everything is passed here. I think it's gonna be passed for you as well because it's the first installation. There's the key again exposed. Okay, I accept the license. Next. Main thing, don't change anything on this window. SQL Server feature installation. Next. Only two things I'm selecting here: database, engine services, and management tools. Nothing else for now. Next. If I'm going fast, because I'm recording this, so you don't have to write it. But if you have any question, you don't understand, you can ask me. Okay, show details again because it's going to be showing what is not applicable and what is it's going to install. So we just select the options here and go next. This is the default instance of SQL Server it's going to create. We don't have to change anything here. Next. So next screen is where I was stuck before. Okay, not this one. Here, SQL Server agent has to be domain privileged account, user account. So when I was trying to access, yep. Oh yeah, sorry. No problem. Yeah, there. Yeah.
You installed database engine services and management tool.
Only. Yeah, management tool has two. One is the sub.
Yeah,
That's it. Yep. Wow. So some people are there now. That's good. That's good. So SQL Server agent, I'm just going to look up to the Active Directory. That's where I was stuck, that I could not find the Active Directory. So I have to, and there you go. Entire Active Directory, it shows here now. I just had to, disjoin from domain and join again, and then it's now showing. So the only privileged account right now we have is, if we click check name after writing this, it's administrator. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to put the password of administrator here. And then I'm going to go for the second option, SQL Server Database Engine. So definitely it needs a domain privileged user account, which in our case, in our private lab is administrator, domain administrator. Check name, press OK, and the password for that. So in order to get a basic form working, we have to have at least this configuration. So main configuration change in this page. The rest I'm just gonna leave it like that and go next. Then it is asking for account provisioning. Specify the authentication mode. Either you, in order to make changes to the SQL Server, we need to have some privileged account. So I'm just going to click add current user because I'm logged in from domain administrator account. This is going to be the account that's going to make changes to the SQL Server as well. Otherwise, we can add another service account from Active Directory that would just play that part. So I just click that button, add current user. That's all, right? And nothing to change in any of the other tabs. Next. So now send Windows and SQL Server error reports to Microsoft so it could improve. No, we don't want to improve the software. So let's play next. No, I'm just kidding. No, please improve that. Okay, again, it runs some more checks and it has to be all passed, right? So next, and the summary, and click install. So the main changes were on 3 screens where we had to mention the privileged account and also to add the current user account. It just needed some privileged account name. Now it's installing the SQL Server that would take us to the SharePoint form installation. Really, today I was planning to finish that, but yep.
SQL server browser stays disabled.
Yeah, it stays disabled. So I would at least quickly show you how to enable the remote connections on SQL Server, because when we are adding the second SharePoint server, it's going to need a remote connectivity to a SQL Server. If we don't do this, we cannot add any extra SharePoint server to a form, and that defeats the purpose of the form. So if it takes more time, and it's 10:45 already, in live demos, all kinds of errors come, hurdles, unexpected. So I could do this installation, create a video, or we could continue from here on the next session. I think if I could just I just need an empty room, or a room with no disturbance, then I can create the whole video. Otherwise, I could continue from here in the next session, but that's going to be a lot of waste of time. So it's up to, I'm gonna, since this video is going, I'll just create the whole video where first SharePoint installation and second SharePoint is added to the form. And then once the video is done, and when you receive the link for the video, download that video, follow that video, and create your screenshots for what you have done. Even if now you're doing that, you can create 1 or 2 screenshots of what you're doing, if you're following me here. So follow the video, get the screenshots, and send it. Do not send it to the Google group. Send it to just me, right? Because it's your screenshot. Right? So now I think if it takes more time and you need a break before the next class, so before as long as the next, you want to go somewhere, you can go now. Yep.
Is that the only thing you have to do is add administrator, or you have to put it, make a password?
That's the only thing.
Just add administrator?
Add current user. That's all.
Just that you can add administrator, though,
Yeah, which is the locally logged in
Okay.
account. Yeah.
But
Domain
that's
administrator.
the domain administrator.
Yeah, that is supposed to be the domain administrator. Oh, what do you have? Domain administrator?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
added the
cool.
domain.
So guys, it's 10:45. You want to take a break for the next class? Until the next teacher arrives, I'll just continue doing that until he kicks me out, or he or she kicks me out. No, I'm just kidding. So 10:45, you want to take a break before the next session, you can take it. I'll just continue because the video I cannot move right now, and try to make it complete it well. It's not going to be completed before the next class starts. So if you want to take a break, it's okay. I'm just going to give you the complete video so you could take screenshots before the next session, because next session we're going to start working in the form, inside the form. So your form should be complete before the next session, right? If you're stuck anywhere during the week, you can send this error screenshot to the Google group so we could all try to resolve that. Okay, so installation is going ahead. I'm gonna try to put that magnifying glass. So it's nearly completing the installation of SQL Server. As soon as it's complete, I'll just start configuring the remote access for that. So at least it's ready for the form SharePoint 2 second server. Okay, nearly done. Okay, done. And it's successful. Thank God, no error. Strange, right? Okay, so it is your SQL Server 2008 R2 installation completed successfully. Click close here. So and that's it for the SQL Server. I'm just going to go and configure some options. So I'm just going to all programs, going to SQL Server 2008 R2 and SQL Server Management Studio. That's where we can try to get into the SQL Server and do some small tweaks, or whenever it shows up. Okay, There it is. Here it's saying which server that the SQL server is installed on. So, you know, the local machine name. So SC what's the name? It's SHPD MEM02. So if you want to go inside the SQL server, SHP, well, just put your server 02. In your case, in my case, it's SHPD MEM02. So your local machine name, that's all. When you connect, it opens your SQL server. Guys, make sure your SQL Server agent does not show this cross. And if it does show the cross, what do? Right click and start. It's a SQL Server agent service that is stopped, and it should not be stopped. If you do see that red warning, red arrow, error, click start. It's going to say, are you sure you want to start? Yes, press yes that here, and it should be green. If it is red, your SQL Server is not working. It has to be green, right? First thing, it has to be green. So if you find it red, and I think you all will do find it red. Second thing is, I'm going to the databases, sorry, not databases, security, and to the logins. I just want to show here, there's nothing to change here. This is our domain administrator. So where did I go? To the security and to the logins. The administrator is there. Double click there or right click and go to properties. Server roles. It has the sysadmin server role. Okay, don't uncheck that. I just want to show you that it has our administrator, domain administrator also is that, you know, system admin of this SQL Server as well. This means that's why he can connect from here to this. But later, when we make more changes, it's going to automatically get this DB created right, and the server admin roles as well, security admin roles as well, automatically. I just wanted to show for the video that it's having these basic rights for now in the SQL Server, which means it can connect and do some changes. But later, when we do more configuration, it's going to, and then when we revisit this option, it's going to have more options automatically created, or more permissions or privileges automatically given to it. SA is the, just like, you know, SQL, we have domain administrator in the forest in Microsoft domain. SA is for SQL Server, the powerful account. You know, it has, that's why it's disabled right now, and we don't need it. So I'm just going to click. Oh yeah, one more thing. Remote connectivity for this server. I'm going to go to the SQL Server on the top, right click here, and go way down to the properties. Why I'm doing this, or what I want to make sure is it is the feature of remote connectivity enabled or not. So if I go to connections here, allow remote connections, it is already enabled. One part of this is enabled, but we still need to go to another place to make it to make the remote connectivity enabled. So just you know, you can repeat this video and see this option, right? So guys, why do we need the SQL Server remote connectivity? Anyone can tell me? Why do we need remote connectivity enabled for SQL Server?
Is it so the Sharepoint application server can talk to it from itself and not necessarily closed?
Exactly. So the second SharePoint we're going to install, it will try to access this SQL Server remotely. If we don't do this step, the second server will not be able to connect. This means, you know, there's no point in having a form. So you just saw where I went before. Now I'm going to go, you know, this is already being recorded, so you don't have to worry about where I went and you missed it. So it's recording. SQL Server Configuration Manager. The third option is SQL Server Network Configuration here. Protocols. You will find this disabled, the TCP/IP. So exactly, just enable this, and now the second SharePoint, third SharePoint, if you have like big company and there are lots of SharePoint servers, they're going to be connecting remotely if these settings are enabled. The third one is actually if you have firewall on, then you have to have the ports in the exceptions added in the firewall, right? But we have firewall off, so our SQL Server related task is finished. Now I will just quickly start the SharePoint as well, Guys, you need a break. This is the time before the next class start, but I'm just doing it for the video that I just have to keep on going. And when the teacher arrives, when does the teacher arrive for the next class? Oh, it's not your next class? Okay, so whenever they just say, hey, just, leave. Okay. Otherwise, we'll say, no, we're going to just stay here. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to make sure now SharePoint is, ISO file is, connected to my DVD for this machine. So I'm just going to go there quickly and use ISO, click browse, and hybrid, and go to the gazillion folders, and SharePoint, software, and there you go. So SharePoint is there on the third machine. SQL Server is ready to get all this information. So now I'm starting the SharePoint farm. SharePoint server install.
Oh, you have to install prerequisites again?
That's a very good point. Hey, I did not do that here. I did it on the first server. So I was just, in that mindset that I don't have to do that. Thank you, and for pointing that out. And yeah, it's also going to just stop me right there. Okay, I have internet connection, so there you go. Or here goes nothing. Okay, the usual thing. On the first server, I need it for the second server, second SharePoint form server. The first server I need it for the form settings. So on the first server, the standalone SharePoint I'm going to uninstall now. But the benefit is I don't have to install the prerequisites from that server for the introduction of the second SharePoint server later. So the first machine, while on the this third machine, this SharePoint for the form is being installed, I'm going back to the server 2, and I'm going to, since I saw the setting for the standalone installation, I do not need it anymore, the standalone, because we're gonna be working on the form later, and all McDonald's has a form. Okay, so anyway, I'll just go to, should we see this? Okay. Cannot browse to the SharePoint Central Administration Web Application because SharePoint has not yet been created. Yes, created. Go ahead. Okay, server 03. The installation is still going on. Okay. Oh man. Okay, somebody peeked from here. Maybe the next teacher, hey, did the schedule change or what? Okay, I'll just turn off this at least. So, okay, there was an error. Cool. Prerequisites again. Yay. Next. But it's going to go for, I think, those which were not installed, and the rest which are installed, it's not going to go for those. Seriously. In a better internet connection, it never ever stops like this. So at home, it just goes like a breeze. So guys, again, if you need a break before the next class, okay. So you can request from Cyrus as well that can we have VMware Workstation here instead of Player? Because students is power. So if you all request, he has to. Okay, installation complete. Wow, that was quick. Okay, finish. And now the SharePoint server installation. Now I'll just go for the key. All right. Okay, pause the video, and
It's in the video.
it's not in the video. Don't give me a heart attack now. Oh, now it's in the video. Okay. Hey, I can still edit it. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, sure. So, guys who want to go can leave. I'm just threading it for the video. If you want to leave, you can leave. Server form, just starting that. I'll still have to talk to the video because this means you're still listening to me in the video when you start the video. So I'm just selecting this form installation. Install now. And it's gonna take forever. Okay. Anyway. Oh, seriously. Okay. Nobody's here. Cool. Sorry? Oh. You have a class here at 12? Until 12? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just select form and okay, so some have, some don't. Okay, you have quiz.
If you didn't have a quiz, we'd stay there. 100%.
So,
Virtualization.
oh, you know what? Ooh, seriously. Oh, seriously. Oh, actually I have a meeting. Oh, seriously. I have a meeting somewhere, but yeah, I'll just skip that. Oh, it's recording. I'll have to edit this video a lot. Yeah. So. Okay, the installation is going on, and that's gonna take forever, but or not. Yep.
Server 1 EDDS, server 2 connect to server 1
Yeah.
the main, then install Sharepoint StandAlone. Server 3 is server farm.
Going to be server farm, which is so SQL Server will be there, server 3,
Yeah.
and now SharePoint.
Okay.
Then server 2, which had StandAlone. It had StandAlone, right? Server 2.
Pardon me?
Server 2 had StandAlone SharePoint,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So we're gonna uninstall that
Uninstall?
later. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna have the second SharePoint server here.
Alright.
So I'll try to put it on the video and send this key, all the major steps. I'm gonna send it in the email.
Why do we need to uninstall StandAlone server on server 2?
Well, we can have server 4 as well. Instead of server 4, we are just using server 2 again.
Okay.
Room C430. Oh, seriously. Okay, guys, gotta go. I'm gonna pause it here. I'll keep recording it in some teacher's room. Okay, so the installation has reached where the SharePoint form 2010 would the SharePoint products configuration wizard will start now, and I'm gonna click close here. Then it's going to start this wizard to create a form. So I'm just waiting for that wizard to start. Okay, there it is. In order to configure SharePoint products, you will require the following information: name of database server and database where server form configuration data will be stored. Okay, so we're going to create a form, and it's going to store that information in the database. So it's asking where's the database server. Well, we installed it on the same server, right? So username and password for the database access account that will administer the form, so it needs username and password as well. In our case, we're using our domain administrator for all the privileged accounts. So I'll just click next. Okay, it's going to stop these services or restart those services, so we just press yes, and asking if it's connecting to existing form. So we're going to create a new form now. So selecting the second option, click next. Now it is asking for that database server. In your case it is server 03. In my case it is SHPD mem02. So I'm just gonna put the name of the computer on which I installed SQL Server 2008. So it is SHPT SharePoint mem02, and I'll just keep the database name. So this is a server on which database is installed, and this is the database name. I'll just keep it default, no problemo, or we can just put any other name. Now it's asking for the username password, which has a privilege to create this database, and we're gonna just put, and it has to be in this format, so domain / username. So I'm just gonna put the prefix of our domain name, which is shpt domain.local. So I'm just gonna go for shpt domain. I'm not gonna write .local, just shpt domain whenever we put the username password, or domain / password username / administrator and the password. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click next. Hopefully no error comes in our way, and let's see if it has any objections or not. Okay, so good. What is this? Specify form security settings. So passphrase, confirm passphrase. This is the passphrase or the password that will be used when we will be adding another SharePoint 2010 into the form we are creating now, right? So I'm just putting the password which we always use as a class password, ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3. So I'm just gonna put this password, but remember this password will be required when we are adding the second SharePoint 2010 server into this form, right? So click next. Okay, so configure SharePoint Central Administration Web Application. This is the central web application for administrating the SharePoint environment, and we can specify any port between 1 to 65,535, and we were still supposed to stay away from from 1 up to 1024 ports, from port 1 to port 1024. Between these are all well-known ports for different things like DNS and DHCP and SMTP. Above that is there's a huge range that we can put any port, and this is the port that will be used to open the administration website. So I'm just going to stick to the default 23444, and this is the authentication. In the security settings, we can go ahead and change it later as well. There's Kerberos security setting, which is Active Directory related, but there are some more manual steps to perform if you want to implement Kerberos security. But we're gonna just use the NTLM's authentication. NTLM authentication will work with any application pool account and the default domain configuration. So NTLM is the one we are going to use. So we could add the second SharePoint server with this security as well. But later we're going to be talking about the Kerberos security and the extra manual steps that we have to take. For now, this would work with least amount of manual steps. So we're going to just go for NTLM. Next. Okay, this is it, and configuration database name, and host a central administration web application. Yes, we're going to be hosting that central administration web application from which we're going to administrate the SharePoint environment. Central administration URL is this with this port. When we put that, so the application will open with this URL, and the authentication provider is NTLM. Let's go ahead. Okay, performing configuration task. Please wait while SharePoint products are configured. Maybe it will take long time, so I could pause the video here. When it finishes or is nearing finish, I'll try to resume it at that time. Okay, pausing it now. So this is the error that came, and in that configuration abruptly stops. SharePoint products were being installed and failed to create the configuration database is the error. So if I go and click this link here and try to get to know what happened, in our experience for excuse me, in our experience till now, what we have been doing is just restarting and repeating the installation, and it has been working fine. So clicking the link data, not running in high contrast, so it will be in background. Okay, trying to get to know what's going on, and just restart the installation once more. So it's 258. Task driver has returned, so it is done now. Unlocking the task driver leaving function. Looks like we have to go and ask Google Sensei as well. If anyone else has seen this error, then there may be some more solutions. Fail to create configuration database. You know what? If we go for Control F, which will open the search, and just put the word failed. Excuse me. Failed for language English. Resource ID to be retrieved. Okay, what else? Resource retrieved ID total task failed is total number of unsuccessful configurations. Well, some tasks failed. That's the only thing we get to see here. Okay. Field event log. So resource retrieved ID, post setups, configuration event log is configuration for Sharepoint products failed. In configuration must be performed in order for this product to operate properly. To diagnose problem, review the extended error information located at fix the problem and run this configuration visit again. Okay. It's saying about the event log. So if I go to the administrative tools here and go to event viewer, go for Windows logs and go for application. Okay. SharePoint 2010 related error. Configuration SharePoint products failed. Let me just make it bigger. Failed. Configuration must be performed in order for this product to operate properly. To diagnose the problem, review the extended error information at fix the problem and run this wizard again. Well, okay, what's the next one? Fail to create the configuration database. Okay. Why? Configuration. Let me just check the space here. Yeah, we have enough free space. I've been running this from SharePoint. I've been running from this shared folder link. I should have copied the whole SharePoint into C drive and then run it. Okay, actually I ran SQL Server from shared folder as well. I should have copied the SQL Server locally and then should have run it. And this shared folder is also, I guess, read-only. Even if it's not read-only, this shared folder is actually located in my laptop drive, and I ran the SQL Server phone directly from there, although it should install. But okay, so the main thing is that failed to create the configuration database. Excuse me, not supported. Specified values not supported. Okay, I'll try to figure out and let you know the solution. Pausing it now and trying to do that again. Okay, coming back again, and I will try to also check the services if all the services are started. I'm doing this troubleshooting, so you could also know some of the troubleshooting steps. So I would want to know whatever service is on automatic against this, there should be started written, right? So I'm just going to click here on startup type, and automatic, every service seemed to be started. I'm just going to expand this just to know what else is not started. Well, there's forefront ID, entity manager. No, it's okay. It's, I guess, not related as well. So if I go way down, all the services seem to be running except there's SQL Active Directory help service. SQL Server browser was disabled anyway. So they were not on automatic, so we could ignore them. Then there are some SharePoint administration, SharePoint VSS Writer. The problem is with the SQL Server, not SharePoint. So okay, I'm pausing again and coming back. Okay, so I'll just try to run this again. Before that, since in its Windows environment, maybe some of the services after the installation of SQL may or may not have successfully started. So I'm just going to restart this server 03 and then come back and run the SharePoint server wizard again. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're back from a restart. We'll try to log in from the domain admin. Okay. Oh, seriously. Okay, pausing again. Hello. So I have restarted the computer and I've restarted the copy again. And let's make sure that it installs. So I'm just gonna put it to repair, continue. Let's see what happens. In your case, if you did not get any error, well, once I reach there, you could just follow that time. So it has started appearing. It seems to be moving, but well, when it reaches finish or if the window changes, I'm gonna put it to resume. Trying to pause now. Okay, so repair says it completed successfully, so let's go for the next step. So for the next step, if the screen doesn't pop up, that basically I will try to get the SharePoint installation started from here, and from inside then I will try to configure or start the wizard. So in that SharePoint installation, if in your case it worked fine and completed till the end, then let me just take you to that area. So can I browse? When I click that, it just says that do you want to launch the configuration wizard now. Yeah, so it's just saying that it did not run the first time. So this is the wizard that we were trying to do, right? Okay, so next I'm just gonna start that again after those errors. Try to create a new form. Well, try to reach there first. SHPT mem03, I guess. Let me just check that. SHPT mem02. Okay. In your case, it's server 03. This database we tried to create before, but anyway, let me just try SHPT domain /administrator. The database name located at the specified database server contains user-defined data. Database must be empty before they can be used to read all the tables, stored procedures. Well, it did try to create the previous database. Okay, I'll just change the name of the database to 1. So create a new database now. In your case, if it went fine, just see this troubleshooting and go ahead with your installation. Try to see this. Okay, well, it created a new database by, when I added 1. So because I had to come from troubleshooting back to this. So during the previous attempt, it created a database by that name, so it's not creating another database by that name. So I just asked it to create a new database and take me properly to the end of this installation. Next. Okay, the port number is 40276. You remember that before it was different, so it's a new installation, or repeated installation, so it is saying now the port number will be this. I'll accept that and NTLM. Next. Okay, this will be it. Let's see if it successfully installs all the products, SharePoint products. So I'm gonna finish it or end it till here, where we have installed one SharePoint Server 2010 farm. So one farm and one server for it. But in next session, we're going to add the other SharePoint server to this form, in order to see how it is created. So let's see if it actually finishes today, because too many bugs, too many errors came. I may have to just recreate the whole environment again with a new DC and new member server, 2 member servers, because there's so many errors that came to this environment. So I'm just going to create, before the next session, I'll just create 3 new servers and from that same template, and install Active Directory on the first one. Install, well, we already tested the SharePoint StandAlone, so I'm just gonna go for creating a farm on server 03 and then reach there till that where I want to reach here in the video, and then we can go for in next session to add that server to the farm. Creating the configuration database. This is the task. Last time the error came here. Let's hope the database is successfully created. If it goes ahead of 3, it's okay. If it takes long time here, then there's a problem. And let me pause here and check some more event viewers and stuff. If it goes ahead, definitely I will resume. Resuming, and it has reached step 7, so at least the database was created, and let's see if all goes well. Okay, registering SharePoint features. Configuration task 7 of 10. Provisioning the SharePoint Central Administration Web Application. And 10. Okay, so this is the configuration we saw before. I'll click finish here and it should pop up this. So that's the browser for the SharePoint Central Administration site, and let's see if it asks for any credentials. And you can see that, okay, so it's asking for credentials, and we're gonna just give domain admin credentials. So it's domain administrator credentials. Press OK, and then it's supposed to give us an administration area where there are lots of URLs to go to. Okay, so first it asks if you want to sign up for customer experience. For now it's no. Press OK, nothing technical here. Then it's asking if you want to create a wizard, so I'm just going to click the start the wizard, to configure the basic website site, central administration site for the SharePoint. Then it's asking for managed account, any other service account. I'm gonna just stick to, hey, I have that domain administrator account. I'm gonna keep it as a managed account as well. Managed accounts are service accounts that maintain their passwords as well. You know that a username, you can create a new user in Active Directory and use it as a service account as well, and it just is used for running a service. So sometimes what happens is that if a service account password is changed for some reason, or the password policy changes the password, so that service stops. Suppose there is that service account for a SQL server, or for SCCM server, System Center Configuration Manager, or for any other server. So what happens is that if the service account password is changed for some reason, that service or the whole application stops. So for that reason, resuming now, so what I was saying is that we're going to use the managed account as our administrator, but this is not recommended in the production environment. For now, we're just gonna try to at least get the environment up and running after so many halts and hurdles and bugs and whatever. So service account is this. Then there are services, lots of services. There's a long list of services that the SharePoint will use, and we're going to be going through them. For now, I'm just going to keep all the defaults enabled, not going to touch any of those, and click next. So now it's going to take us to the central administration site where we can actually configure the whole SharePoint environment, and it could ask us to create a new site right now, and then it could take us. So let's see what is next. If it asks us to create a new site, we're gonna just create one team site, and just to see the proper finishing of the installation and basic configuration. And while this is going on, I could also put this URL to safe sites, so tools, internet options, security, trusted sites. Well, okay, for now it's not mentioning that, so still processing. And let's see. So one day it's going to open. Hopefully today. So maybe I have to pause, and whenever it just thinks of showing some or next page, I'll just resume. Pausing now. Okay, so now it's asking for us to create a site. So I'm just gonna go for a site name. Suppose it's Charles Brown Students, and Control A, tab, Control V. just put some description there. There's a path. We can change the path. Later we're gonna know how and why we do that. And then there are some template selection we can do if we are creating a site for meetings or for enterprise tasks, record center, business intelligence center, or publishing portal we're creating, or something that's not covered here as a template to create a site. So we're gonna just go for team site and press OK. So it will open the team site as well as take us to the center administration site. So this completes the form wizard. The message says click finish. This is the central administration site where we can do the administration of the whole SharePoint environment, and so that's where we're going to be visiting again and again. This is at least we can reach to this point, and then we can add the second SharePoint on our next session. So everyone, please try to reach to this point, and finishing the video, we'll upload and send you to the Google group. And please create your screenshots and send me back. Thank you.